Hello everyone and welcome to the practice video for Pythagorean Theorem. In here, it composes of two types of tests. One is true or false, and the other is problem-solving test. All right. Now, uh, the main reason why I combine the two tests is because for me, I have like few questions on a true or false test. So maybe I could answer, or we could answer this one for like uh, at least 3 minutes, or let's just say 3 to 10 minutes. Yeah, 3 to 10 minutes. We can do that. So I think I decided to compile them and make sure that these two tests will be 20 to 30 minutes, right? 20 to 30 minutes because I don't want to lengthen the video. All right. The purpose of having practice videos for us to, uh, let's just say, train ourselves. All right. And of course, it does involve some assessment. Like not only we're training ourselves, but we are also assessing ourselves. So without further ado, let's now begin. So true or false? Number one, Pythagorean theorem simply stated that the sum of the square of two sides is equal to the square of the longest side of the right triangle. The answer for this one is obviously true. It is true. Okay? Because in a Pythagorean theorem, formula is already obvious. Okay? And it is based from the right triangle. So we have A, we have B, and we have C. Okay? So your A and B, these are the other legs or the legs of the right triangle. Yeah. Actually, they are the legs or the sides of the right triangle. C, on the other hand, that's the longest side. So here, if you're going to apply Pythagorean theorem, you will have A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. Okay? Now, with that, C is the longest side, so it shall be left alone here. And the two legs, AB, these are just the legs of the right triangle. So if you're going to add the square of these two legs, it will be equal to the square of the longest side of the right triangle. So yes, it is true. Next, the correct formula of the Pythagorean theorem is A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared, where A is the longest side of the right triangle. The answer for this one is actually false. Why is it false though? In fact, the common formula of the Pythagorean theorem is like this, right? So why is it that it's wrong? Okay. So you see, according to Pythagorean theorem, the sum of the two square of two sides is equal to the square of the longest side. So that means if your sorry, what's that? Yeah, A. If your A is the longest side, hence you will have B squared plus C squared is equal to A squared instead. Because if your A is the longest side, A shall be left alone on the side of the equation, while the rest shall be combined, just like this. Okay? So the answer is false. All right? We can actually represent Pythagorean theorem in any letters, just like what I mentioned to you, or the way how I discussed it to you last time. All right? So next, if we have three sides of the right triangle, x, y, and z, where your z is the longest side, then applying with Pythagorean theorem, we'll have a formula of x squared plus y squared is equal to z squared. So the answer is true. Okay? So we have x, y, and z. These are the sides of the right triangle. And z is the longest side. So if z is the longest side, then that means that side shall be left alone. Then the others shall be combined together. So we have x squared and y squared. We're good to go. Okay? So next, assume that the sides of a right triangle are Q, R, and S. Applying this with Pythagorean theorem will give us a formula Q squared plus R squared is equal to S squared, where R is the longest side. What do you think is the answer? I already gave you the hints before. Like this, I mean, I gave you the explanation from these statements. right? So what do you think is the answer? So the answer here is totally false. Okay, it is false. Okay, why is it false? Once again, you see q squared r squared is equal to s squared, right? So you see, this will be your formula if your s is the longest side. However, r is the longest side. Therefore, q and s shall be combined together while r shall be left alone. That's it. All right, this would be the formula even only if r is the longest side. All right, so that's it. Now that we're done with the true or false statement, let's now have some problem solving. Yeah, you can say that. Problem solving questions. Okay. So we have this one. Oh, I forgot to put the given here, but I actually remember the given. Okay. So we have two given right triangle. So in here, you are asked to find the missing side, which is this one, if you have 10 units and you have 14 units. Okay? So what to do? Okay? So we can let A as 10 and we can let B as 14. So now let's find your C, which is the longest side. Okay? So this is the longest side of the right triangle. So obviously this is your C, right? So here, let's now apply it with the formula. A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. So your A is your 10, so 10 squared, plus your B is 14, so 14 squared, is equal to C, which is the one that we're looking for. So 10 squared is 100, 14 squared though. Wait. I just want to use calculator. Uh-huh. It's 196, right? 196 is equal to C squared. Now, if we're going to add them together, we will have 296. So now let's get our C by square rooting both sides. So we will have the square root of 296 is equal to C. All right? So let me take a look if we can simplify that. Okay, actually we can. Because according to my calculator, this one is just the same as 4 times 74. So 4 times 74 is equal to the square root of 296. Okay? So now what we can do is we can separate these two bases with the roots. So we will have square root of 4 times, hold on, square root of 74. And square root of 4 is 2. Hence we have the simplified answer. 2 times the square root of 74. That's the exact answer. Okay? It's the exact answer. However, if you're curious, at least by two decimal place, what will be the value? Okay? Because in reality, we couldn't, we couldn't measure that exactly, right? So we can just approximate that in two decimal places, or if you want three decimal places, if you like to. This is approximately 17.20. So this is 17.20 units. Okay, so that is your answer. Okay, so we're good to go. Wait, hold on. Let me just check my camera. Okay, good, good. Okay, so let's go. Here we have, wait, let me just change pen color. In here, you will have 100 kilometers. This one, you will have, what's that again? I actually forgot. Okay, I remember, 65 kilometers, right? And of course, this is a right triangle. So let's find the missing side. All right, let's find this one. Okay. So in the right triangle, if you see that we have a given length for this side right here, that means that's already your C. Okay, so your C is equal to 100 kilometers. Okay? Then we can uh, represent A as 65 kilometers or B as 65 kilometers. It's up to you actually, right? But for me, I would rather have A as 65 kilometers. So let's find the missing one, which is I'll represent it as B. So you will have A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. Okay? Your A here will be 65 kilometers raised to 2 or squared. Then your B squared, the one we're looking for, then your C would be 100 kilometers. Now you're going to square it. So 65 squared, that would be 4,225, right? And don't forget to square the units. Okay, so kilometers square or square kilometers plus B squared, then squaring 100, that would give you 10,000. Yeah, 10,000 kilometers squared or square kilometers. Let me take a look. Maybe I could be wrong. Yeah, I'm 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 correct. So now let's find your B squared. So let's transpose 4,000 on the right side. So we will have B squared is equal to 10,000 kilometers squared minus 4,225 kilometers squared. So 10,000, 1, 2, 3, minus 4,225. This is actually 500, no, 5,775 kilometers squared. Okay. Now, we square root both sides to find your B. Okay. Oh, I have no space though. Okay. Let me just, you know what? Let me just write it here. Okay. There we go. B, this would be, square root the answer. This one will give you a square root of 5,775 kilometers. But we can simplify this one because this can be rewritten. Let me just erase the remaining solutions here. Okay, for a while. Okay, just for a while, guys. Okay, so this one we can rewrite this as the square root of 25 times 231 because 25 times 231 is equal to 5,775. And we can separate the two factors with the square roots. Square root of 25 is just 5. All right. So 5 square root of 231. So this is the exact answer. But again, in reality, this is impossible to measure it exactly. All right. So we can approximate this answer at least in two decimal place. So we have So it's almost 76, but let's include the two decimal place. So it's 75.99 kilometers. Right? 75.99 kilometers. Right? So we're good to go. Now let's proceed to the next problem. So here we have some practical applications. So suppose we have a right triangular ruler. If one side has a length of 5 inches and the longest side has the length of 10 inches, then what will be the length of the other side? So let's just say that this is your right triangular ruler. If one side has a length of 5 inches, so we can just put 5 here if you like to, here on the top or on the base. It's clearly up to you. But for me, I would rather just put 5 here. I 5 here. 5 inches. Then, the longest side, that would be here. 10 inches. Right? all right, 10 inches. So what would be the length of the other side? All right, this one though. What will be the length of the other side? So we're going to do what we did here actually, all right? So with that, we can now tell which one is the C, which one is the A, and which one is the B. So your C is obviously the longest side, right? So here we can let our C as 10 inches. Then this one we can represent A as 5 or B, it's up to you. For me, I'll represent it as 5 inches. And because that I represent 5 inches as A, therefore the missing side shall be represented as B. Okay? So let's use the formula. A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. Now, we substitute your 5 is your A. So that would be 5 inches squared plus B squared. Then your C would be just 10 inches squared. So this would be, let me just rewrite it here. There we go. So this would be 25 inches squared plus B squared is equal to 10 inches squared. That would be 100 inches squared. There you go. So transpose 25 inches squared on the right so we can find our B. So B squared is equal to 100 inches squared minus 25 inches squared. So this is actually 75 inches squared. Yeah, 75 inches squared. Okay. Now, we square root both sides, find our B. So B is equal to the square root of 75. Okay, 75 inches. Then we can simplify this one. If I remember correctly, it's divisible by 25. Let me take a look. 75, no wait, square root of 75. Yeah. So it is divisible by 25. So this one, we can rewrite this as 25 times 3 because 25 times 3 is 75. So we can separate the two factors with the square root. So we have square root of 25 times the square root of 3 inches. So with that, we will have 5 square root of 3 inches. So this is the exact answer. But as you can see, this is actually, how should I say this, irrational because the way how I see it, you see, that's not how we, how should I say this? Basically, what I'm trying to imply is that this could not be measured like, uh, no, wait. Let me rephrase. Okay, let me rephrase. Forgive me. Basically, uh, you cannot find the exact value for that. Because, I mean, no. That's the exact value, okay? 5 square root of 3. But if you see this term, right, you will have a lot of decimal value. So it's an irrational number because here, not only that it has decimal value, but it is actually non-repeating. Okay. So just like what I said earlier, okay, it's impossible for you to measure this one exactly, but we can approximate it with two decimal places. Okay, forgive me. uh, sometimes I could be wrong in the way how I choose my words wisely, you know? So, yeah, I think you get my point. So you will have 8.66 inches. Okay, so that's the answer. 8.66 inches. The answer is this one, right? So let's go to number 8. Assume that there are three islands and you are currently living in one of them, which is Island A. Island A is 400 kilometers west of Island B and 1,000 kilometers south of Island C. What is the distance between the islands B and C? So let's just say you are here. Okay, let's just say, wait, okay. Sorry guys, I'm just checking my camera here. Okay, because I could actually wait, oh, because I could actually move my camera here from there. So in case if uh the writings here, the solution's been blocked by my camera here. All right, so just in case. Anyways, let's go. So let's just say this is island A. According to the given, island A is west of 4 kilometers, no, wait, 400 kilometers west of island B. So that means uh, if you're in island B and if you look at the west, you will locate island A. So that means if this is B, okay, you will have this one, okay, 400 kilometers west, right? So you get my point, guys. You get my point because since B, island B is west, wait, island A is 400 kilometers west of island B. That means, in island B's perspective, if island B would look on the left, that is the island A. All right, that's the island A. So the distance between the island A and island B is 400 kilometers. That is why it looks to the left. Okay. Then we have 1,000 kilometers south of island C. So that means is that if I am C, and if I look at my south, that is where my island A. All right. That is where my island A. So that means we can simply say that your island C is located here, and south of it, you will see island A, and the distance of it between C and A is 1,000 kilometers. All right. So now, actually, wait, I'll fix the magnitude, okay? Because 1,000 kilometers uh, should be bigger than 400. So let's make 400 small. There you go. Much better. So what we're looking for is the distance between B and C. All right. So with that, we can see that it has a right triangle figure. All right. We can look at that. You see that? It looks like a right triangle. So with that, we can apply Pythagorean theorem. So pick which one is your A and which one is your B. So my A would be 1,000 kilometers. My B would be 400 kilometers. Now, let's find your C, which is the longest side. All right. So we will use this formula. A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. Okay. So, by the way, you can represent this problem without the use of letters. It's up to you, right? It's clearly up to you. Okay. Like, right, we have from B to A, from C to A, right? C to A, we can represent it as your A. Okay, so therefore we can just put CA instead of A. All right. Then BA, right? So that's your B. So you can represent as BA. Then your C, that would be just CB or BC. So just put CB. Okay, so it's up to you. All right, it's okay. What I did here is actually, uh, yeah, Pythagorean theorem, but what do you call this one? The way how I represent it is based from the what do you call this one? From the lessons that we've learned before in geometry, which is line segment. So, for example, we have CA. So we can represent this as line segment CA, or sometimes they would allow CA instead. All right. So you can do that. All right. It's up to you. But if you want, like for example, for basics or if you're a beginner, just use this one. Okay. No need to stress yourself out. Okay. As long as you know the legs and the longest side, you're good to go. Okay. So where was I? Yeah. Let's go back. Sorry. I'm just giving you some additional information. Okay. So your A squared is 1,000 kilometers raised to 2 plus B squared is, oh, your B is given. So it's 400 kilometers. And C squared. Here we go. So 1,000 kilometers squared is basically, it's basically 1 million square kilometers. right? Then plus this is 160,000 kilometers squared. Let me check. Let me check. Okay, 400 squared. Yes, there we go. So now we will find your C. So combine them two, you will have 1,160,000 kilometers squared. So integrate both sides. Of course, you will have an exact answer of C as the square root of 1,160,000. So that's the exact answer. But wait, so there we go. But we need to find the approximate value for this one. So 160,000. So this is wait 1,160,000. So this is approximately 1,077.03 kilometers. That is your C. Right? That is your C. All right? Let's make sure nga, sorry if I overthink. Sometimes we should not jump to conclusions that fast. All right? Yeah, we're correct. So, yeah, it's zero point 0.3, huh? This is zero point 0.3, not 0.5. Okay? So if you're asking me why do I need to approximate values? Well, I already told you because in reality, you cannot exactly measure this answer like this one. How can you exactly measure that? You can't, right? So the exact answer for this one would be 1,077.03 and so on and so forth. So there are a lot of decimal values, but we can approximate it until two decimal places at least. Or if you want three decimal place, it's up to you. Or if you want to round it into a whole number, then it would just become a 1,077 kilometers. All right. So here is our last problem. In physics, one of the most important lessons that every student should learn and study is vectors. Vectors are types of quantity that has a magnitude and a direction. They have their own given components. In this problem, we will be focusing on two-dimension or 2D, which are horizontal component and vertical component. Suppose we have a unit vector of f. Let me write it here. F is equal to negative 12i plus 5j. What will be the magnitude of the vector? What will be the magnitude of vector f? The magnitude of vector f is like this, basically. Absolute value of f. So, do you guys have any idea what vector is? All right, like, I mean, it is stated there what vector is by definition of it, all right? But any idea about it, at least? Okay, so basically, it's already shown here that vectors are basically types of quantity that has magnitude and a direction. Okay, so think of it this way. Like for example, there is if you play games like GTA 5. Wait, no, yeah, I mean, any games rather. GTA 5, Call of Duty, Horizon Zero Dawn. What's next? Basically, it has mapping area or like a toggle map. Like for example, if this is the game and there's like a map here, it's usually represented as circle, but in GTA 5, that's like square, which is bottom right of the screen. So what I'm trying to point out is that you know before when you play GTA San Andreas, you know, uh, this is the map and this is the character. And for example, this is your destination. So you're going to follow that direction, right? So here in this arrow, we have the body, which tells you the magnitude, the length of that distance. All right. Then the arrow tells you the direction. Okay. Sometimes it doesn't tell you like the line, the line given. It doesn't actually tell you that. Or no, wait, not tell, but show. It doesn't show you the line or the direction that you will follow, but rather a destination point. Okay, or pinpoint of your desired destination. Okay, and of course you're going to follow that what you're going to follow that map that follows the direction going to the desired pinpoint, right? So that's basically one of the application of vectors. All right. So here in the vector, there's always a component, the horizontal component and vertical component. So let's take a look at this for example. Okay. So suppose this is you, okay, and you will go at this direction. Okay. So you see in a component, there's always once again in a vector, there's always a given component. One is the horizontal component. So if this is like your vector, expect that you will have a horizontal component. In other words, how far would you go at that direction in horizontal orientation? So this is your vertical. That's your horizontal orientation. Then we have your vertical component, okay, which is going upward, okay, this one. So this one tells you how far are you going to that certain direction, vertically speaking, okay? So bottom line, in every vector, there's always a given component, just like this one, okay? So with that, we can apply what? We can apply Pythagorean theorem here. Because here, this one, the blue line here, the one with the arrowhead, this is basically your given magnitude. Wait, no. Basically, given vector. Okay? And that given vector, that would be the longest side. Okay? That would be your C. Okay? And your x and y, that would be just the other legs of the right triangle. So we can let x as your B and y as your A. All right? So that's it. So in here, you're asked to find the magnitude of vector f. So to find the magnitude of vector f, you're going to do Pythagorean theorem. So for example, at this case, what is the magnitude of this vector? So you're looking for this side, in other words. So you will do Pythagorean theorem. So C is equal to the square root of x squared plus y squared, right? So that's it. Okay. Now, how about that one? Okay. Let's apply it here in this given. Okay. Wait, hold on. Let me just erase this one. So here in the unit vector, f, you have negative 12, I, and 5j. In the unit vector, it tells you the specific components of your given vector f. We have negative 12i, 5j. So what do you mean by negative 12i? That means you move negative 12 to the left. So negative 12 to the left. Okay? I represents horizontal component. J represents vertical component. So it's 5J, so it's positive. It implies that it moves 5 units upward. Okay? So it's like that. It's like that. Okay? 5 units upward. Now, our goal is to find this side. Okay? So this question mark, will be the magnitude of your vector f. So you're going to apply Pythagorean theorem. Okay? So by finding the magnitude of your vector f, you will apply Pythagorean theorem. So you will have the square root of, let's just say this is your A, and this is your B. So A squared plus B squared. Okay? So your A here is 5, then your B is 12. Okay? There you go. So here, you will have 169. Sorry, let's take it slow. I'm being too hasty. So this is 25, and square of 12 is 144. So this is 169. This is exactly 30. So therefore, the magnitude of your vector f is 13. That's the answer. All right. And that will be all, guys. All right. So uh expect that. Wait, no, never mind. Never mind it. So yeah, that is all basically. So after this, we're going to discuss the sixth trigonometric ratio, which is one of the important trigonometric topics that you really need to learn. All right? So yeah, I think that will be also. See you soon. Oh, wait, there we go. See you soon.